that's pretty much the conversation I had with Scott as well. We just sat down and I was like, look, this is what I want to do. I want to be making more music. I don't want to be focusing on all of these other things. And it wasn't I didn't go into it being like, I'm quitting. Like that's the conversation we're having. It was like, what are we both going to do so I can be doing these things more?
I think so. And I think more broadly, like, music production's at a pretty like cool spot generally. I think like through COVID, obviously it became like quick, just like at home, quick, let's get it out. Whereas now I think it's becoming like cool to like flesh out your track and put little things in there again, like across the board, which is cool. Was thinking about recently as well that like what I do now is what I did in my bedroom when I was 14, just better. But when I was 14, I never knew that I could, I guess, do it for other people or with other people. I just thought, you know, I'm making music, and if I want the music to be heard, it has to be under my name or released by me. So connecting with school kids and promoting that you don't have to think that you can be like the next, you know, Rihanna or whatever to have a career in music.
Right, can I get you to just do a mic check?
My name is Owen and I'm here to say we're on Homebrewed in a major way.
Yes.
Checking out the mic.
Got our new intro sorted.
How's mine? Mine right?
You got to sing, man. Come on. Give us something. No, it's a hard act to follow.
Well, I'm recording, so
Thank God.
So,
we might just use that, I think.
3:15.
Yeah, you're right, 15 minutes.
For our first one in 5 months in person, I'll take it.
take it.
Yeah.
Sorry to you guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good thing we've got two of the most patient people to just sit here and wait.
Yeah. But Tom, Josephs, Owen Butterworth, welcome to Homebrewed.
Does that irritate you when people don't?
Nah, you know what though? When people are like, you have two first names, like, nah, my last name's a plural, so it's not.
Yeah.
That's the only time where I'm like,
Gotcha. Yeah. Who have you ever met named Josephs?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a few blokes.
Do you ever
that
get
are all-
Butterworths?
Like very rarely. Nah. I get Butterfield more than I get. But like people just completely fucking it. Yeah. The best was when I used to work at Bunnings though, and you'd pick up the phone like Bunnings West Gosford, Owen speaking. G'day, Craig. How you going, mate? It's just like that. What did you hear? Like, what? It's the best.
It's not even close.
No, it's something completely different.
It's fun.
Like I'd get like a Calvin or something by mistake, but yeah.
I have no issues with my name at all. Ever.
It's so funny that out of the two, it's Cameron Smith that's like having name confusion.
No, I get done every time.
Even
Like
Siri.
everything. Siri, yeah.
Or like call Amon. It was like calling Amon Snow. Really
Wow.
emphasizes
Oh,
the mon.
Yeah, Emon, yeah. It's fine. There was, who was it? Like someone, two, so one builder that I work for, and then his offsider, who like I work closely with them all the time, have known them for a couple of years. One of them only worked out the other day, they've been spelling my name wrong the whole time. Because we just be like, hey mate, or whatever, or say it verbally, but it's never written, so I never knew. And then he's like, you're EA, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, shit.
I thought you were going to say the double N. That's what normally gets people.
That's fine. Oh, Siri's listening to me. You mentioned it.
Oh, because that's my bad. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
You guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, last time we were speaking to you, it was at the Grove Studios,
Yeah.
where you were managing, and Tom, you were working as well as a beat producer and doing a bunch of other stuff. But now you've made the decision to leave the Grove and sort of go out independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last time we spoke together was back Coast FM, I think.
Yeah, when you two came
You
in.
and the two of us?
The both of it,
Yeah.
with Glydd.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
that was
Glydd.
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What a time. We were in like the lunchroom last time from
Yes,
memory.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
The
I
big
remember it
CD
well.
stacks
Yeah,
in the
huge
background.
CD stacks. Yeah. Susie came in and heated up at lunch.
Yeah.
It's great.
I
They got rid
remember.
of the CD stacks. I think when we were still there, they got rid of it and turned it into quite a nice
They
looking
did,
board
they
room.
did, they did.
So I was like, oh, looks nice, but
It's because they
come
freed
on.
up your budget. You don't
Yeah,
have to
I
pay
know.
wages anymore. They said get the big mahogany table and
That's it. Well, $2 million a year. I don't know how they're affording it. Like, they made it work, and so did we.
Frank the Roofer was
Have
really chipping in.
He was. Frank the Roofer was doing a lot. We've got nothing to show for it now, but that's neither here nor there. But no, that was our first interview back of the year then, and in some kind of symmetry. You're not our first interview back this year, but your first one in person. So we'll take that.
Good on you.
enough.
And a lot has obviously changed between then and now. So at the time, you guys had Glydd, which was making some really good
Glydd.
music.
Glydd, if you're an idiot. Yeah.
While we're talking about mispronunciations.
And then you both kind of were already, but then moved full time into the producing space, working out of the Grove. And then since then, and Tommy, you were telling me before we started, you've been producing independently, moving around and doing your own thing for a bit. And Owen, at the start of this year, you went and did the same thing. So maybe fill us in on the journey from Glydd to now in terms of like professionally and musically.
Sorry, I just saw Owen's face go, fuck, that's a long journey.
Yeah, so in under 7 seconds, clock starts now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was kind of a natural progression of like Owen was already at the time like interning and stuff up the Grove and figuring out things around there, and then I quickly realised like fuck, and can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I was like fuck, I hate singing. So like the more I was writing and playing, I realised I just like making the music and kind of I'd prefer to hear someone else sing it or whatever it is. And then it was a natural progression of where there'd be a third person in the room with us that was a singer or an artist, and then we went down that route.
Yeah. I think I always think that we like all the parts of making music except releasing it, which is like
That too.
pretty much what we get to do now. Like we get to
Yeah.
songwrite with people, take it all the way up to, producing it together, mixing it, sending it off for mastering. And it's like, cool, have fun doing your press shots and uploading it to distro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, don't have to worry about that
Just
part
a
either.
dickhead producer. See you guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy the next part.
And, yeah, but now we have like a fucking Osmo camera and we're like full-time content creators, part-time producers anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. Which is the best.
No, it's interesting perspective because you would like I personally was like, did you just make that call that you like that more, or is it more obviously you see a future in producing rather than in the trenches, trying to make a band work, which we know is very, very difficult. Like I remember when we spoke, members were hard. You had people kind of coming and going,
for sure.
and then if you don't like singing, that doesn't help.
That doesn't help either.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it was definitely like, all right, we've done this thing. We enjoy working with artists. And at the time, that was like the thing that definitely excited me, like wanting to work with new people and stuff. So just made the call, like kind of the back end of 2020, where I was like, I really want to start delving more into the production stuff and working with other people. And then from there, it just kind of picked up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, to me, especially because, like, Glydd was pretty much Tom and I anyway as, like, the mainstays, I suppose. It kind of feels almost the same, but we've just, like, picked the best bits out of being in a band together and kind of just continue that, because we even still occasionally will get the opportunity to, like, play live for other people as well, which is, like, that's super fun. And it's great doing that. So it's just kind of, we've pick and chosen all the nice bits of being in a band and focused on those, and are fortunate enough to pay the bills by doing it, which is nice.
Yeah, so you still get that live element, like session musician type stuff, where hey, can you play the bass for me at this gig or whatever? So you still get that, you're not starved of it, but your bread and butter of what you were enjoying. Because I remember, I think last time we spoke, we were saying how you're working at the Grove and sort of you're getting really into the production side of things. It feels like it was a natural evolution of sorts, where like that's where your interests were, that's where your strengths and your primary skill sets were as well. I'm not saying you're not good musicians, obviously you still need to be a producer as well. So it feels like a natural evolution to what you've, as we said, this journey that you've come on now.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Like Owen said, we kind of do all the things we do. We just don't do the things we don't like. Yeah, which is great.
sounds perfect actually.
And how often are you working together on, mixes or production in sessions?
Pretty often. Like, I don't know, maybe like this week is what? How many are we doing? 2 or 3 this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. A couple times a week generally is pretty feels right.
We have Toben time on Mondays where we catch up and plan out the week and what we're doing and what everything looks like, which is a bit of fun. So it helps that we're also best mates, so we talk to each other every fucking day regardless.
Oh, you can't swear. I'm sorry.
Just me.
Just Tom.
Just Tom.
Yeah, we have a rule. It's the licensing agreement. Only one person can
You're not wearing a
swear.
nice shirt, you can't swear. And we do, like Tom said, lots of sessions together. Those are the best. Like, those are so fun. We do sessions apart as well. Like, sometimes I'll just be engineering, or Tom will be producing and beat making and doing like rap stuff solo, and that's fun as well. I had separation anxiety recently though. I just finished up like a whole album that I was engineering. It was like 16 days apart, and I just fucking getting itchy and crying myself to sleep at night without him.
Yeah, I did want to ask about like your chemistry together. Like, obviously you're best mates, but you've been embarking on a musical project of one form or another, and now obviously you formed it into careers that are running in parallel to one another for a very long time, and obviously it's continued to work, and from the outside looking in, continue to work better and better. What do you put that down to? Because even best mates could hate working with each other, but you guys have clearly found a synergy that works really, really well.
I don't know. I think like we are pretty similar in the way that we like to work when it comes to like, we're both pretty punctual guys, like stuff like that. Like our personalities in that way are pretty similar, but then we also like have strengths on different ends of the production spectrum. So we kind of just fill in the blanks. So it rarely feels like we're stepping on each other's toes. And we also, we've been mates for ages, so we kind of just get each other and know when to let the other person do their thing. So it's kind of just, I think that's what's been good as well, is that doing the Glydd thing for, a few years before, you kind of figure out how each other work in that setting. So then when it does come to a professional thing, it's kind of already established.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like Tom said, I think it definitely feels great working together when we are doing what the other person isn't, I guess, is because like Tom's a fucking fantastic musician, guitar player, great at starting ideas and songwriting, and I suck at most of those things. But also like I'm great at fucking engineering and pulling a great tone and doing that shit.
I suck at all of that stuff.
So it's kind of nice to just kind of, and I also like I have experienced recently how much I love working in a team as well. Like I love having Tom to bounce off and be like, what do you think of this? Should we try this? Let's do something new. He listens to me when I tell him that we're going to try a new microphone in a new spot and fucking do this. And it's great.
That's awesome. That actually leads us in nicely. We have some questions in from some of our Patreon subscribers as well. One of the benefits to signing up to our Patreon is you get to ask a guest a question when we remember to do a post about it. And we did today. And we did get a question or 3 questions in. Patrick, who's also a local musician by the stage name of Dialectic.
Sick.
He wants to know, what is your approach to collaborating with other team members in the studio?
I think something we often do with new artists is we'll do like a writing session before we actually commit to getting in the studio. And sometimes it's like actually writing, or sometimes it's like they've got a song and we're going to kind of flesh it out with them. But I think the vibe always in those sessions is to kind of establish a bit of a judgment-free zone and just kind of, catch up just like you would when you go on a date. You're just learning about the person. So I think that's something that really helps when you get into the studio, because you get a vibe for people and they get a vibe for you, and you kind of understand like how things are going to work just based on hanging out with them for a few hours before you get in there. And I think that's definitely something that I kind of, if we ever have a studio session, we haven't had that pre-production day, I'm like, I don't know how it's going to go. So I think that's definitely a strong point for us.
Yeah, 100%. Those days also help us figure out, like we know our strengths between us and what each of us do well, but it helps us figure out what the artist does well and might need some help with as well. So it's just, and like for instance, we were with an artist yesterday and she was exceptionally good at like arranging her vocal harmonies. I thought like she was just like she came in, she had like recorded extra voice memos on top of the demo that Tom and her had already put together.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yep, I want to do this, bang, 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 bang," and it was like, sweet, like it was awesome.
And she was someone that was super easy to work with too. Like her personality is just like just happy to go with the flow with anything, which is great, but also because I know that she's like that, I have to be like, are you sure? Like take your time to think of it, let us know, because I know that some people are just like, it's just so much easier to say yes in the moment to something. It's like, so we don't have to do that. Like you're not letting us down by saying yes.
Yeah. I think that's another good point about working in a team as well. Like I think there's a time and a place, particularly right at the start of an idea or a project, that's like a yes time. Sure. You know what I mean? Like when you're songwriting and that idea is kind of being born, it's like just say yes to everything and try it. And then, as that relationship grows with the people that you're working with and you're getting closer and closer to the final product, it's time to start yesing and then knowing as well.
For sure.
So get all the ideas out. Don't say no to any ideas at the beginning. Yeah. But when you're refining the process and finalising the project, that's when you need to be a bit firmer.
For sure. And especially like in those writing sessions, it might only be an hour before you've built a relationship with someone where you can be like, actually, we could have done something different here. Even if it's like, if I'm making the beat and I'm going to change this section, just take the lead, and then they'll be like, okay, maybe I want to look at what I'm doing as well, and just stemming off that. Yeah.
It's crazy. I saw the other day, like a photo that Jack Negro had posted on his socials, and we are at Jack Negro's Sonora Studios as we speak. So shout outs to Jack. But it's obviously he'd gone away for a camp with a band. I don't know if you call it camps.
Band camp. That's when band camp.
Right there. Yeah. Anyway, the nerdy dad. How was your songwriting camp? No, he'd gone away and stayed with a band that had an Airbnb recording session, whatever else.
It was on location.
Field work. I don't know, but no. I was just like, like you're throwing yourself in. Obviously, he would know them, and the same with you guys in the studio. But you're throwing yourself in the mix with these 4 or 5 people for multiple days, and you're staying in the same house together and working together all the time. It's such a people person job. I'm not going to say as much as, but like, how do you what's your response to that? Because obviously you've got to be so good at dealing with people, managing emotions, understanding them, what they want and how they work, and that can change from person to person. So how much of the job is that?
I reckon that's for you, bro. You're much more of a people person than I am.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the job, and I definitely am a people person. I come from like a pretty big family. There's always kind of people around, and I don't know. Like I think just managing how everyone's feeling and understanding what everyone's trying to get out of a session is important. I think it's just I don't know. Like maybe it's maybe I'm just a people pleaser, or like I don't know. Like you know what I mean. Like I want to make. I think we both try and make every experience for the artist like a memorable one and something they enjoy. Like music or making a song or being like it can be a absolute slog sometimes, but I think a lot of the time our job is to make things sound good and get the song moving and get it in the right direction, but also making the process like enjoyable is a huge part of it as well. We tend to work a lot kind of, I think even more so recently we've been working kind of with solo artists a lot, which is you're not managing the fact that the drummer hates the singer, or like you know what I mean. You don't have to manage.
There's no band
inter-band
dynamic
politics
on top of your dynamic with them.
Which kind of makes it easy. You've just got one person to please, which is good. But in like I said before, I realized I guess how much of a people person I am.
What's that?
That's so good. That's incredible. What SoundCloud beat is your ringtone, dude?
That's Creative Commons. You guys can use it if you want.
Was that your ringtone?
That's my ringtone.
I don't think I've ever heard your phone ring.
Think of the jarring. Like you had it for like 15 years and it triggers a response in you. So I tried to make it nice. But now that.
But then that's going to start.
Sorry.
I thought I was going to say. No.
Well, yeah, we've been. I mean, yeah, I think it's something definitely that I've learnt through doing it is like, you know, how to kind of try and address different personalities or different situations. And I think the most common kind of, because like I said, a lot of the time we're together, we're working with solo artists. So in the studio, there's rarely ever like we're having to step in and mediate type things. Like it's a pretty calm environment, but often there's like artists, and everyone can be, I guess, like there's, you know, those impulses, like it'll be like a Sunday at 9 o'clock and you'll get a list of notes that have just, where's this come from? And I think that situation I've learned is like, just to chill, and I'll get on the phone with you tomorrow, man, we'll sort it out. And like just talking through something with people, always you kind of get
100%.
where you need to go and you understand the person and their list of notes just through getting on the phone with them.
Especially from their perspective too, I suppose. If they're sending you a list of notes, it could be they're not sure how they're going to work with you.
For sure.
As well. So yeah, that phone call can really just...
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when an artist will have a wig out, for lack of a better word, and it's like it's you talk through it and it's like it's going to be sweet. Like we haven't tracked those vocals yet, or no, you are listening to the demo drums. We're booked in to record a drummer to play that. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's another thing that with like artists that have a tendency to kind of work more sporadically, I guess, we try and structure the project around that instead of like you've got you know 2 songs, let's book 2 days back to back and just do them. We'll be like, let's catch up, do a lot of like kind of in-depth pre-production, book a day for a drummer, a day the week after, do some vocal and kind of flesh it out so that all those sessions you can get in and quickly do a guitar part as well, rather than just like let's get in and commit to it and then anything else is just like going to be money out of your pocket essentially if we don't get it right. So we kind of try and adapt to those personalities once we've kind of worked with them and realised that they're going to work better and we're going to work better in that kind of more like flexible arrangement.
Yeah, and that works better for us.
I prefer it.
Once we kind of figure out what someone's vibe is as well, like it makes it, I don't know, puts my mind at ease as well, just being like, yep, I know what this person's like and it's all going to get there in the end or something,
sorry, Tom, your mic things, the cable's not... Yeah, there we go, you're back. Sorry.
No, you're good.
If you want to take a break to adjust it better,
Enjoy the handling noise, brother.
To be fair, I don't think I've heard anything from you. It's from these two doing the actual adjustments on the arms. So. Hi, it's us. Sorry to interrupt us, but we're here with an important message from our sponsor, Sonora Studios.
Yes, go to Sonora Studios. And we will expand upon that message. Jack was really brief in what he sent us.
It was just all caps, go to Sonora.
Well, take that advice if you want. But if you are a musician or a music producer and you're looking for a space to record your work or record the work of others or work out of, we would like to highly recommend Sonora Studios in Tuggerah for you to do that. It's a fantastic space curated by Jack Negro. Very welcoming, unreal place to record out of, at least for podcasts, but we know based on all the musicians we spoke to that it's fantastic for music as well. It's got everything, a very well designed, well thought out place with some of literally the best producers in the country and some of the best bands in the country frequenting it. So do check out Sonora Studios if that is what you're looking for.
Where were we? This is if we had a sponsor break to throw in, that would be a perfect time to cut that in.
We'll make the Sonora ad.
So we do have one, we just haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
We're giving Jack the advertising spot because he gives us the space.
Yeah.
Is he going to record the jingle for you?
We want to get him to, like, when he's back, we wanted to ask him if he's like, do you want to do it? Do you want to voice it?
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
do you want to work your magic? But he might not want anything to do with it.
If we're brainstorming the Sonora ad for a moment, I think it should be like kind of classic like piano jingle, kind of like something that like Charlie Sheen's character would write in 2.5 Men. That's what I think it should sound like. Like it should be like Jack sitting at the piano, you guys over his shoulder, recording at Sonora is a lovely time. Like that kind of, that's what it should, you can use that line. That's all yours.
I was just saying, can we work on the harmonies I was talking about when I wrote up as well? That'd be great. Cam and I can harmonise as well.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, we will be able to. A couple of days with these guys.
You'll make it sound good, right?
Well, I mean, Jack's doing it, so yeah, it'll sound phenomenal.
With a pro.
Yeah.
But on that note, I don't know if we keep this in or not. How has it been, as producers individually and together? You're at the Grove, which is an incredibly well-renowned studio that we have on the Central Coast. But now you're able to still work out of there, but come to places like here in Sonora and wherever else you may be working. How's that experience been to float around a bit, work in different spaces with different artists and different producers who are running those studios?
Yeah, I think I really like working out of different spots because it just keeps things fresh. And like now, we're working out of Sonora, we're working out of the Grove, and we know both studios relatively well. So it's like you still got that thing where it's refreshing, but you can go in and just do it. The studio.
Yeah, 100%. It's made bookings a bit more flexible. Just, the Grove is busy. Like Studio 1 is booked. Studio 2's got the students and the academy stuff going on. So it's like, especially being freelance, you've got to prioritise, we can make this day work. The artist can make this day work. Grove's not free. Sonora is, use that. Great. It is refreshing and nice as well. Even in the past, over the past 5-ish years, we'd do lots of work out of the Grove, and then we'd have like a once a year field trip almost. Like we went to Melbourne one year, did a couple of jobs. Yeah. Went down to Sydney, whether it be A Sharp or the Kiln down there. So yeah, it's always nice to just be in a new spot and try something new, which is great. It's A, refreshing, and then B, I get to nerd out about what things I'm going to put where and what things I'm going to plug into other things to make them sound good, which I love doing that as well.
Is it hard going to a different studio and like trying to configure setups, or because like here obviously you've got your own little hard case with stuff that you bring along with you, but actually trying to connect, to the system that Jack has here compared to connecting to the system at the Grove? Or is it once you learn one, they're all mostly the same?
Yeah, fundamentally, no, it's not really different. It's more just like actually knowing where things are, to be honest. It's like, all right, I need to tie the guitars into the next room. Where's the fucking right hole to plug it into?
Yeah.
Or it's like, where's the, at its core, though, it's all the same shit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one. And when we've gone down to like bigger studios with heaps of gear, and like patching can take longer because it's like at the Grove, I know the patch bay like the back of my hand, and I can pretty much do it blindfolded. But if I want, we go down to A Sharp and I want to patch the kick drum mic into a compressor, it's like, all right, where's the compressor? And I'm blind as a bat, and I've got to read these tiny little labels and just things like that. Those are the only, I guess, finicky bits. Yeah.
And tell us about Toben, like the project. So, we're talking about you guys producing independent and together, and then you've got this project, which is your production together. You're also making beats. You're doing songwriting, etc., but as a partnership and package. So explain that project to us.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of, the name Toben came about early 2023, when it was pretty much when you left the Grove intermittently the first time, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and so we were like, let's do a bunch of writing sessions. Called it Toben because our mate Angus used to call Owen Oben, and obviously I got the T at the start, so we just whacked it together. And I mean, it was something that we'd already been doing, the writing sessions with other artists and production sessions, but now we had a name to throw it under. And then from there, it's kind of just like, I make beats, let's do a beat pack, or Owen can record a ripper drum tone, let's record some drums and send out loop packs that I can then use in the beats as well. Like, it's just, a lot of the stuff is like, it's stuff that we would already use between ourselves, but then just, give out to people if they want to try it or use it. Or
yeah. Also, just from like an sounds so corporate, but from an optics perspective, it's easy. It's like when we first did it, it was like, we're both on this session, and then we're sending the artists, like I'm sending them an invoice and Tom's sending them an invoice, and it's just like can feel overwhelming, and it's just like, nah, it's Toben. We're two guys. We're doing this one job. Here's your thing. So imagine Toben as one dude, one morph of us together. Yeah.
The combination.
Yeah.
Whose moustache are we keeping?
Probably Tom's,
Probably
dude. I've got
mine.
the ski jump. Yeah. We're probably keeping most of Tom, to be honest. Better eyes and, yeah. Fucking hell.
And let's say like the beat packs that you create, and that they're just gifted effectively.
Yeah.
'Cause I was looking at your Instagram before. It's like you got your April beat pack.
Yeah.
That's gifted. It's not, you're not asking for money. It's just to
It's
spread
like-
the good.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it's like use them and write over them and send us your songs and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, get stuck in, send us your ideas, and then if you want to come and record it with us, fantastic. Let's do that.
Sick.
Yeah, because I mean, also the amount of fucking Tom's probably done it more times than I've had hot dinners, but recording rappers over shit YouTube beats is like the
Really hurt.
pain in your eyes, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean it's so often like someone will bring in like God forbid an MP3,
Sacrilege.
and but you just like and they're like oh yeah sweet so like can you mix it and I'm like well like can you get the stems like oh it's like this amount of money it's like okay well I'll just like either remake the beat for you or you have this like beat that's like just
Can't do much
beyond
with it.
saving really
Yeah.
The real crisp vocals over a completely dog
just
shit
like
beat.
yeah. It's like I'm on hold to Centrelink and this is like the quality of audio we're dealing with.
I was curious though with those beat packs. Is there you mentioned sort of the creative side of the business now, if you will, like more of the socials posting and
Yep.
you know that's a bit more. I don't know if it's more of a focus for you, but it seems like at least from what the feed throws me, I'm seeing a bit more of you guys of late. But is that something where you're thinking maybe more of the quote creator economy where you could produce beats and send out kit packs and have people pay for them? Is that a direction you have thought about going down?
Yeah, I guess so. I think at the moment we're definitely like, let's, establish if these are useful to people, if people want them and just give them out. And like, yeah, because like I was saying, it's like we do it anyway. Like I make beats for artists or just for myself. So it's like, why don't put them out there and then if people want to use them, then great. And same with the loops and stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of a natural thing that we've decided to do. It's something that Owen's definitely been great at driving is the like content in general this year. Like we've pretty much not missed a day, right, of
We
posting.
have not missed a day.
Yeah, which is just that's definitely that has been an intentional thing to try and I guess drive awareness and put ourselves
It's
out there.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the way I look at it is like I was doing it for the Grove for ages. Like I was managing socials for the academy and for the studio. And then since going freelance, I was kind of brainstorming before I made the leap and before I made my final decision. I was like, what are the things that I want to do more of? And I just look at it as like marketing. It's like purely how I look at it. Like fucking plumbers do letterbox drops and magnets and have ads on the radio. I'm not going to spend our budget on fucking ads on the radio personally. I'm also not going to do letterbox drops. But that's kind of just how I look at it. Yeah.
You stand on the side of the road dressed in.
Yeah, I might do the
something.
sign
Just a piece of
spinner.
paper with a Dropbox link.
Yeah. Massive QR code. Yeah. That's kind of just how I'm approaching the social media thing is like it's literally a platform to market ourselves freely. And I have really been enjoying it because I think I've found it super freeing to just be like, this is our own brand. This is our own thing. This is what we're
I
doing.
was going to say, it's different when it's for you.
100%.
Right, you're not doing it for a company or for an entity. It's like, this is what we're doing. So if you want to get creative, you can.
Yeah. I also had to like, with the Grove stuff, I obviously had to, I've had my own like flavor on it, but at the end of the day, it was like Scott's approval, which was one thing. Then it was like, I also for the school had to meet like bloody local and federal government, state and federal government like shit with the marketing that was just like kind of put me in a box as well. And I was just like, this is just a lot. So being able to just like record a video and be like, we're going to come download the beat pack is like, feels easy. Like it just feels, it's good.
Yeah, and it's almost something you have to do these days. We speak to artists, as I'm sure you do as well, have these conversations where it's you need to market yourself because if you're not, you know, no one else will, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think for us, I definitely feel it's like a much more straightforward thing for us than like a lot of artists. I don't know.
100%.
Because like Owen said, like we know what we are and our vision and everything, whereas I feel like a lot of artists, it's just a scary world of a lot of shit, and it's just, whereas us, it's like we can just, I don't know, post us making a beat or something.
100%,
We don't have to
yeah.
be like,
And it's interesting because even if you are a musician or if you're like us or not, but you're into music, seeing how you guys lay down a beat or what you do in a day or how you set up the studio, like that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's also super freeing from a broader music perspective as well, because like we don't, although it's easier than being an artist because we don't have to worry about looking like a country artist or looking like a pop artist or you know what I mean. It's like we make music, here's all the music that we make,
and that can be part of our 9 to 5, whereas a lot of artists is like that's after they get home from work on the weekends or whatever.
Because we get on it, the algorithm thinks we're a band a lot, so we get the swamp of advertisement of somebody trying to tell you what you're doing wrong on social media to make a band. And I look at them and I go, fuck, it must be like, I feel for bands because it's obviously, it's saturated to an extent, but there's so many people trying to either capitalize or tell you what you're doing wrong. Or, so to know the right direction and then be doing that, as you say, outside of your 9 to 5, it adds this huge workload, which is absolutely necessary whether you like it or not. But then for you guys, you're able to just reflect yourselves honestly and do it as part of your
there's not that pressure of like, we need to get X amount of streams off the back of this or get in front of, you know, an A&R or whatever. It's just like, put ourselves out there. We're already in contact with a lot of artists, and if more artists see us and want to work with us, then perfect.
Yeah.
While we're talking about that, another question from our Patreon. What are their principles about working with artists to create a specific sound or vision for their music?
Who asked that?
This is Patrick.
Patrick again. Patrick, the top contributor.
Well, he
would be.
He's messaged in on Instagram, which is probably the best way to get a hold of us. I don't know if anyone's commented on the post because I don't know if I get notifications for that. But yeah, so Patrick wants to know, what are your principles about working with artists to create a specific sound or vision for their music?
I think, again, it just comes down to like just hanging out and figuring out what we all like and how we all want to sound. Like, there's some artists that come in with a super strong vision and they don't want to stray too much from it. So it's like, all right, let's just work around it. Whereas often as well, it does feel, especially in those early stages where it's like, we've got the artist and then like we're the band, we're making the music and stuff. So it's a lot more collaborative and you kind of just tailor that to the person's personality, their voice, what they like, what they grew up listening to. But I wouldn't say it's a hard and fast, like set checklist or anything. It's just like we figure it out and you pretty quickly understand how it's going to work. Yeah,
I think one of the ways that we do it and is by referencing heaps. And like often the start of a writing session, it's like, what have you been listening to? It's like not even what do you want to write today? It's like, what have you been listening to? And we kind of listen to a couple of those songs and then it's kind of like, all right, what kind of song do you want to write? And then we listen to some of those songs. And then like by the time we get to the production stage as well, we normally put together a production reference playlist, and that is kind of can be a bit broader than the songwriting reference, because the songwriting reference is normally like, I want to sound like this artist or this song, and then the production playlist is like, all right, still have that song that was the original inspiration in there, but then put in a song that you really like the drums to sound like this, or you'd love the vocals to sound like this, or maybe you really like something as particular as the backing vocals or the snare drum or something like that. So plenty of referencing to kind of pin down what the artist is hearing in their head.
I think often as well, like in that production stage, we're rarely directly referencing. It's just like a stage for us to understand each other
100%.
as what we like. And then like sometimes we'll have a playlist and it'll be a collaborative one where I'll be like, I'll chuck a few songs in. I'll be like, I was listening to this and thought this could be a cool vibe. Let me know, and like perfect or whatever. Like it's just a showing each other what music we like.
Yeah. I also use those playlists. Like I chuck them on when I'm setting up the session as well and have it on in the background. And then sometimes it can be Tom's right. It's very rarely that we're in the session and the playlist comes back out. Sometimes, though, the artist will be like, oh, there's this thing that they really wanted to do. And it's just like, literally, the snare drum has delay on it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like those specific things we kind of flick back to. But otherwise, it's just like there as a kind of vibe guide.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you guys have also sort of jumped into this field at a good time. And I mean that in the sense of it feels like you see a lot more of those videos where, behind the track and it's a producer breaking down how they wrote this Sabrina Carpenter song. Or Charlie Puth's been making a whole bunch of TikToks about this specific sound or how he's incredible. But I feel like you guys have sort of, I don't know, obviously been doing it for a long time, but it feels like that is a good time as well to be jumping on and trying to build the socials and awareness in that way.
Yeah, I think so. And I think more broadly, like music production's at a pretty like cool spot generally. I think like through COVID, obviously it became like quick, just like at home, quick, let's get it out. Whereas now I think it's becoming like cool to like flesh out your track and put little things in there again, like across the board, which is cool. And
it's like recording organic instruments is cool again, and doing all of those things is popular, and that's helpful as well.
Yeah, I think we're in a great space as well in terms of like, and like a broader question I kind of want to talk to you both about was visibility as a career path, because we're speaking to two guys doing a job they absolutely love. Working for themselves and creating a project. And I remember having a conversation with Jack some time ago, and we were talking about, it might have been Jack, I can't remember, you might remember, Cam. It was, there is so much work within music, so you're both musicians, love music, and a lot of young people might look up and go, I have to make it big, but there's this whole industry out there, this fantastic creative industry that is super fulfilling and amazing. And social media helps with making that visible for other people. And Jack's point at the time was a lot of people don't even realise, a lot of music-loving kids coming through school don't even understand these pathways exist. What's your take on that, having done what you've done, particularly in our area as well now?
Yeah, what do you reckon?
I tend to agree. I think doing this job is something that, we both definitely love, and I don't measure, like, neither of us measure success in, like, how many streams a song got that we produced or fucking those kinds of things. I mean, yesterday we had what felt like a super fulfilling session. We worked on 2 songs that I think we were both really stoked about how they are sounding already through the demoing and songwriting and production. Artist was super easy to work with. We got to pull some sick drum tones, pull some sick guitar tones. Already mentioned she was great at stacking her vocal harmonies. And yesterday felt like an awesome day at work, but I don't need a plaque or an ARIA to tell me that was an awesome day at work, you know what I mean?
Would be nice.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, bro.
The cracks are forming.
We'll be wrestling in the car park. And I think there's lots of sessions that we do that pay the bills, if you know what I mean. Like there's sessions that are like I would have worked for free today, and there's other days that it's like, thank fuck I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely a scope there. But at the end of the day, it beats sitting in an office, or it beats laying bricks or doing those kind of things. So
but it's funny speaking about like not knowing the kind of pathway. I kind of was thinking about recently as well that like what I do now is what I did in my bedroom when I was 14, just better. But when I was 14, I never knew that I could, I guess, do it for other people or with other people. I just thought, I'm making music, and if I want the music to be heard, it has to be under my name or released by me. So I definitely can, understand where Jack was coming from with that. And I think it's great now having local things like, the Grove Academy or even just Central Coast Music and Arts that are connecting with school kids and promoting that don't have to think that you can be like the next Rihanna or whatever to have a career in music.
Yeah, and also that what you do is a career too.
Yes.
I think part of what Jack's point was you want to be a musician, and then if that fails, they go, oh, well, I guess I'm out of the music industry.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, there's so many jobs in the industry
Or
you
if
can do.
you love making music, but you hate being in a band or singing
Yeah.
or whatever else. And yeah, that's what I think it's so good. And I think you guys have our social media space enables this visibility now more, as well as the progression of the scene, and people like you are hopefully influencing younger people, because how many fantastic musicians with so much to give may have been lost to the industry in years gone by
Yeah.
because they didn't realise they could even do this, or the pathway wasn't there.
100%.
We have the Grove Academy now. We have people like yourselves to look and pathways to do it, and an increasing amount of studios on the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is undoubtedly just good for the industry. We're going to retain and keep
For
these
sure.
fantastic creatives, and I think that's such a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We also meet so many of those like lost creatives, or like blokes that played in a band but it didn't work out, and now they're a tradie and the drum kit sits in the shed. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's heaps of those kind of
Yeah.
people that you meet that don't.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it's not to say that it's the easiest industry in the world to navigate, no matter what kind of side of it you're on. Like, there's definitely challenges about forging, your own path as a freelance creative. But it's definitely great that awareness is kind of being created, and that there are, I guess, through that, more jobs being created in the industry.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it, but you were at the Grove for a long time, and you've made the step to be independent. Oh, and you were managing the Grove at the time as well.
Yeah.
I imagine it was a massive decision for you. You said that you'd thought about it for a long time before you made the call and put all the plans in place for Toben. But yeah, what was it like when you had to tell Scott that you were leaving?
It was all right. I mean, it was interesting because, like Tom said, we've been working together since we had finished high school, making music together. Toben formally became a thing 2023, kept going, and it's like, when did you go freelance?
March 27, 2024.
Fuck yeah, dude.
How good.
And it was just kind of one of those things that I was in a spot managing the Grove that I enjoyed the studio sides of things. I enjoyed managing the bookings. Being in the studio, I obviously loved. The school sides of things were getting busier and busier. More students were coming in, staying compliant with ASQA, Smart and Skilled, all of those things. Moving into, growing that side of the business with Scott. I did enjoy for a period of time, the 5 or so years that I was managing the Grove. I really enjoyed that. And then kind of, 3 to 6-ish months of, the back half of last year is when I really was like, I'm not enjoying this as much as I used to. I'm not feeling fulfilled from, this academy side of things. Tom had already been freelance for, quite some time. I felt like I wasn't contributing enough to Toben as a partnership. And it's the work that I want to be doing as well. Like, I want to be in the studio and I want to be producing and I want to be doing those things. So I was at the point where I had too many balls in the air and something had to give. And I felt like I'd just, kind of run my course at the Grove. I'd kind of done my time. Like I said, I had a blast and I really enjoyed it. Got to do lots of cool sessions, got to do lots of fun things that, were completely unrelated to making music as well. Like I really enjoyed helping set up the school and be a part of weird meetings with the state government that I have no business being in. And,
I 40 with June rats with all the school kids.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. Like that's fun. That's great. But I just kind of was like, all right, what do I want my next 5 years to look like? I want to be making more music. How do I go about doing that? And that's pretty much the conversation I had with Scott as well. We just sat down and I was like, look, this is what I want to do. I want to be making more music. I don't want to be focusing on all of these other things. And it wasn't I didn't go into it being like, I'm quitting. Like that's the conversation we're having. It was like, what are we both going to do so I can be doing these things more? So, I still went back and helped out like in terms of career pathways and engaging with schools. Like I went back last month or the month before and did like the APRA songwriting day with the Grove Academy and Carrying Mountains and a bunch of other schools. Like they had 50 odd kids and a bunch of riders from APRA and stuff, and I went and helped out with that, and that was great. I enjoyed that day, but doing it like one day in the month as opposed to doing it 30 days in the month, definitely felt better.
You hear about it all the time, hey, people who do the work, they love the work, get promoted to more management levels, like whether they're on the tools and now they're sitting in the office or whatever the case is. It's you're not doing what you fell in love doing and what you want, what you got into that job to do.
Yeah.
Because, you're more either management or, you're just doing other things behind the scenes that isn't the hands-on thing that you wanted to do.
For sure. Like, I remember, like I think I even said to Scott, like, you know, the reason I walked in the door as an intern was to make music, not to manage the budget of the academy, like, you know what I mean? And it's like I said, I was along for the ride and had a blast doing it, but I was just like, I'm here to make tunes.
Yeah, and being manager of the Grove is no small feat either. Like, you've put in a lot of hours there and you worked your way up to the top, which shows, you know, obviously your skill set and your credibility and, you know, how good you are. But I can certainly understand that you're like, hey, I'm not doing the thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah, that was just kind of the big point, is like, how do I make more music, I suppose. But yeah, it's funny going back now to do sessions, because it's just like, I don't know, I feel there's my brain's half caught between being like, I'm going back to like look at a spreadsheet, but then it's like I'm actually not going to do that at all, you know what I mean? So there's like, I park my car and I'm like, oh fuck, like what have I got to do today? It's like, oh fuck, I've got to record a band today. Like it's there's a bit of that.
Is
every
there
time I go back
a
up
bit
there.
of like, I'm home, but also I'm a stranger, because you're technically, you know, hiring the space?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you spent so much time there, but you're also there now to do your own stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It was really good, actually. There's some things that are just like, not my problem anymore, which is really great. And I was up there recently, I was engineering for a band, and we were up there for like 16 days, and like the one of the toilets like blocked or fucking like didn't work, and I was just like, hey brother, the toilet doesn't work. It's like, that's not me anymore, dog.
Pay me to deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that kind of feeling, which is good.
Unreal. So if someone is listening and wants to work with Toben, wants to emulate Toben, where can they find you guys together? Tell us, plug yourselves. Where can they find you? How can they work with you? Who are you interested in working with? You must be interesting.
Toben Music on Instagram.
I couldn't think of what our handle was.
We've also got admin@toben.com.
.au.
And I mean, everyone send your demos over. We love working with bands, love working with singer-songwriters, do a lot in that kind of indie folk kind of sound. Like making pop music too. Probably if you're a metal artist,
steer clear. That's us. Our website's toben.au, and you can find all of our credits there. You can download delicious beat packs and samples there as well.
Another .au.
Yeah, we're big .au proponents.
Yeah, massively .au.
.au.
Yeah, it's the best.
Because some bastard had homebrew.com.
.com's dead, man. It's over.
Yeah.
If you got .com, your website's shit.
Yeah, I think Toben.com and the Instagram handle Toben are both taken by an Australian cosmetics company.
yeah.
Careful.
So
I see a lawsuit. You guys bring.
Yeah, we're coming for them.
unless they sponsor us with like moisturizer for life or something, then we could probably strike up a deal. Yeah.
That's unreal. But kudos to both of you. It's unreal what you've both done and are doing together. I think it's great to see it coming out of our area, and enjoying seeing it, and I can't wait to see what you guys do together. And hopefully bands or artists who may have been listening to this, you have a very good vibe of the two gentlemen you'll be working with from this conversation, and it's 100% authentic. So thank you for coming on, and
we'll send you our invoice.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I heard you on the Homebrew Pod.
I'll send you my demo too.
Just take some points for it.
Just quickly, I know Eamon's wrapping up, because he does. What time do you have to
I've
be?
got to leave in 5 minutes.
Oh shit! All right,
Speed run.
One final question, which I think is a good one to end on. Another one from our Patreon. Sign up at patreon.com/homebrewedmedia, or whatever our thing is. The question is, what is a project that you're very proud of, and why?
I think of the Stamps album.
Agreed.
I really liked that. That was awesome. It was like kind of the first album I'd worked on as a producer. It was really the thing that I started just before I went freelance and took me into freelancing. It was also just so much fun. Like we'd spent maybe 6 months kind of fleshing out these songs, and then we'd booked 5 days in the studio to get 10 songs done essentially. So it was just crazy. Like we would get there, Owen and I would get up there at 8, 9 o'clock and we'd leave by 1 a.m. But yeah, the Stamps album.
Yeah.
And we had Michael Brower mix it.
Dave Symes from Boy and Bear played bass on it.
Sick.
Yeah, it was heaps of fucking fun. It was a rip. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it because it rocks. Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend still listens to it all the time, and she's like, she's like, I love this song. I can't believe you made this song. I'm like, thanks, man.
Like a builder. I built that house.
Yeah, literally.
Fully. Drive the kids past the song.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Awesome.
Well, add that to the things to listen to for those listening. And Owen and Tom, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys.